Hey, Rideshare Commando here, and I want to make a special video about being towed. So, I do comedy on the side, stand-up comedy, and my vehicle ended up getting towed while I was meeting with a comedian manager type person. So, I was at this meeting, and I parked in a space, and there was nothing to indicate that my car would have been towed, no signs or anything. So I'm actually on my way to Everett right now to dispute Ron May towing. And basically what happened was they towed my vehicle and I had to shell out just shy of $400 to get my car back. And I let them know this is what I do for a living, Uber, Lyft. I can't make money unless I do this, blah, blah, blah. And because I had just paid bills 3 days before, yeah, I didn't have that much. So I had to ask my father to bail me out. And then, of course, that following Tuesday, about 2.5 days later, I paid him back in full. But what did that mean? That meant I lost 2.5 days of driving to make sure that he was fully paid back. Because he shouldn't have to suffer because my car got towed. But what I did later on was I did take the 54-minute drive up to Everett from Kent. And I went there at night because that's when I parked, was at night. And I took a video of me following maps, having maps playing in the background. And I essentially showed that there were no signs, no indicators, which is required by law. There has to be a sign by the entrance, and there has to be sign by parking. But bare minimum sign by the entrance. And there was none. Well, kind of. So the sign was turned to the side, meaning once you drive in, you cannot see it. Once you drive out, you can see it. So I got this on video, and I have to pay $83 to fight this, and I have to file this within 10 days. So what is this lesson for you? One, there was no way for me to know I would get towed if I parked in this apartment complex. No way. There was no notification, no clear signs, and I went back to prove it. Otherwise, when you enter an apartment complex and you're about to park and walk away from your vehicle for more than 5 minutes, then you need to keep an eye out when entering to see if there are signs for a towing company. Because if there are no signs, then that company legally cannot tow you. But you're going to need to prove it. Because essentially you're guilty until proven innocent. And once they take possession of your car, they will not give it up. And if you don't get your car back right away, then what you got is you got hefty, and I mean $25 to $50 per day, sometimes up to $100 per day storage fees. So that $400 tow within 2 days can add up to $600. Most people can't afford that, especially if their car is their main means of income. So it's a very desperate situation that you do not want to be in. But if you do get towed, study up on the law. A towing company must, by law, provide you a form to dispute the tow. So look up the laws on that form. Usually there are about 2, maybe 3, but usually 2. Look up those actual laws and look up what is required for them to be able to tow your vehicle. And once you pick up your vehicle, ask who called. Ask who called. The reason being, if the person renting the space did not call, if it was a security company, then you also have the right to use that as a defense. Well, I can't say that from a legal standpoint, but that's what I am going to do. The security company was the one that called, not the owner of the space. And by the security company calling, there was no person violated. The apartment complex, true, but there was no person in.
Would you like to run a vehicle health report? Press OK to choose yes, or to be reminded later.
I really hate her. But there was no person suffering damage or loss. So if there's no liability, then no liability can be claimed. And if the person did call it in, guess what? You can request and you can subpoena. Look up how to subpoena. You can subpoena the person who rents that parking space to show up and give testimony. If they don't, you have not faced your accuser, and there was no liability and no reason for tow. These are arguments that I use. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but these are arguments that I would use. Anyway, I hope this helps you out if you ever get towed, because these tow companies, they're predatory. Seriously, they are predatory. So don't let them take advantage of you, and hold them to the gut. Hold them accountable. Just nail them. Because guess what? The guy that towed my car, he said he enjoys towing. He enjoys the job. These people are sociopathic and sadistic. So hold them accountable. Because in my mind, people that are willing to cause extreme financial loss to somebody else are not actual human beings. Anyway, Rideshare Commando, you guys take care.